Good morning, and on today's episode of The World Has Lost Its Damn Mind, I'm just wondering, why is everybody so heterophobic? I don't understand. I believe in love. I believe as long as you're not harming yourself or anyone else, there's nothing wrong with it. On the other hand, I'm so tired of seeing over-sexualization. If I meet you, I don't care who you're fucking. I don't care what your sexuality is. If we get along, we have things in common, like just, I'm a carnivore. Are you a carnivore? Oh my god, we have something to talk about situation. We like the same color. We like the same movie. We have the same hobby. Like things in common. Like regular things, non-sexual things. This used to be a thing, and now it's no longer, I don't understand. When you come up to me, if you tell me your sexuality, the only reason I need to know your sexuality is if I'm sexually interested in you. If I'm sexually interested in you, I'll ask. You might go and flirt a little, you might go and ask somebody out, whatever. And those are points where those things should come out. See if you line up, no different than if you're looking to marry somebody and, want to discuss their religious beliefs. To make sure your cultures are compatible, to make sure you're both okay with what's expected, especially if you're getting into, interracial situations. So, or, relationships, whatever. But now, I don't understand why there's so much. It's one thing for people to not bully each other and respect each other. It's another thing to full on attack heterosexuals. Heterosexuals are people that are attracted to the gender of the opposite sex. And now there's this huge thing of heterophobia that's been just more and more. It's just hate towards heterosexuals, and I don't understand it. Nobody cares who you're from. Nobody. Except for the person that you're with or you want to be with. The only people involved in that are the people who care. You pushing your sexual preferences on people is wrong, and then on top of that, telling me I have to call my parts lady hole, front hole. Look at this. Okay, so the thing glitched. But anyway, so this is look at this. Cancer charity, Canadian Cancer Society recently apologized to the transgender community for using cervix instead of front hole. This is from Toronto Sun. It's been on all of the news platforms. I've seen both American and Canadian. It's just so stupid and ignorant to females. If you don't have one, it's not a discussion for you. Simple as that. You can say you're a woman, you can dress in a skirt, you can wear a bra, you can do your hair and nails and whatever. By the way, in some cultures, men have long hair and do their nails and wear long skirts or wear skirts. Dress pieces and stuff like that also don't make you something else. Although, I don't care. If you're working it, you're happy wearing whatever you want, as long as I don't see your parts in public. Cover up your dick. Cover up your snatch. I'm good. In public, especially where there's kids around and whatever. Especially in societies where it's not the norm. So, but that doesn't make it okay for you to say, oh, a cervix is just a front hole. There's a whole engine compartment buildup that natural-born women have. You can say you're a boy with a cervix if we're already doing all of this, right? If you want to identify as a man and you're getting offended by this, you shouldn't be. It's just a body part. Look at it like that. So if you're a female that has transitioned into a male, so I think you're trans male, whatever. So if you're a female that transitioned to a male but is having a kid or has to go and get your OBGYN stuff checked out, it's still okay to call it a cervix. But calling it a front hole is disregarding so many things, so much of our genetic makeup, and it's I'm not two. I don't need to use the terms front hole, back hole to identify when I'm speaking to adults, just because it's a more age-appropriate term. Stop this shit. This is ignorant. This is heterophobic, and there's heterophobia everywhere, and it's flooding the market. And on top of that, the governments are supporting it. And it makes no sense. It's bad enough that there's estrogen in the water. There's bad enough that there's testosterone in the water. There's bad enough that there's so many things that our government does not filter our water for. They're like, oh, that's your problem. You can buy, a $50,000 filtration setup, because Britas don't filter drugs. Most filters don't filter out drugs. So that's also playing with people's brain chemistry, hormonal levels, probably expanding a lot of things going on in society. Regardless, I don't care. Bathroom-wise, simple solution. Have private bathrooms. Floor to ceiling, doors, have a sink inside of it, and toilet, you're good. Whatever with the unisex, that's fine. But having ones with holes above and below and whatever. A lot of people are disrespectful and abuse things. So just have private bathrooms. That's a simple fix. Walking in a mini skirt and heels as long as it's not hanging too low. I mean, even with girls that are showing their fish tacos, like, you know, decency and respect is a whole nother thing. But regardless, it doesn't matter. Give me your boyfriend, if you're a male, a kiss on the mouth, public, that's fine. But, like, don't in front of kids. Like, that to me is, like, pornography and pedophilia type shit, if you're pushing it on kids. So, you know, but stop this, like, especially medical terms and medical situations. They're body parts. Like, am I going to get offended that this is a chin? No, this is my head rester. This is officially my head rester. And if my doctor ever says it's not a head rester, I'm gonna go livid. I'm gonna lose my shit on him, because this is a head rester, it is not a chin. Same logic. A cervix is a cervix. Your vagina is your vagina. Fine. Say a man can have a vagina. It's not wrong. It is wrong. I'm saying. Body parts are body parts, though. Okay? Don't get into what you have underneath with everybody. Mind you, this whole time, I could just be talking shit and be sitting here with a huge ass dick. And you guys wouldn't know, right? So, those are private things, and they need to be kept on a need-to-know situation. You can't just go around changing terms in the anatomy and biology textbooks that are just names for parts of things. Like, yes, people call their nutsacks family jewels, but they call them their balls, they call them their nutsacks. There's a technical term, though. Your doctor doesn't have to use slang and street terms. So, Canadian Cancer Society, shame on you. As a woman who has volunteered with you guys as a kid, whose mother is a cancer survivor, who's supported your charity in different ways throughout the years, this is disrespecting I remember the Thingamaboob campaign for breast cancer awareness. You guys have done a lot of good for women, and now you're just going and disrespecting us. Because tell me, how, if a naturally born male transitions to a female, Canadian Cancer Society, how are you going to test him for ovarian cancer? How are you going to test a naturally born man's ovaries for ovarian cancer, even if he has the trans surgery? Are you going to call them something else and pretend? It doesn't make sense, and this is just disrespect. Stop heterophobia. Peace and love.